Why is it getting harder to buy a home? But, easier than ever to profit from housing. Because the rules have changed, but no one told you. You've been told the only way to build wealth through real estate is to buy a house. That's a lie. Traditional property investing is slow, risky, and heavy. Tens of thousands up front, money locked into one property. One bad tenant or repair, that's on you. But the wealthy, they're trading real estate like stocks, using tools like REITs, ETFs, and homebuilder stocks to profit without owning a single brick. You can start with as little as $10 and build exposure to real estate that's liquid, diversified, and scalable. I'll tell you precisely what to look for, and I'll break down 3 powerful ways to profit from the housing market without owning a home, dealing with tenants, or taking on a massive mortgage. Because this isn't about giving up the dream of owning a home. It's about realizing that you don't have to wait for it to start building wealth. While most people are scraping together a down payment, juggling rising rents, and watching house prices drift further out of reach, there's another path, and it doesn't involve buying a single brick. REITs, or real estate investment trusts, are companies that own the real estate you shop in, live next to, or drive past every day. Picture shopping malls, apartment complexes, hospitals, warehouses, even the cell towers pinging your phone. And here's the most important part. By law, these companies are required to hand over 90% of their profits to shareholders. That's you, if you own the stock. That's like being a landlord without owning the property, fixing toilets, or answering 2 a.m. phone calls. Now let me break down a few key players, each one a different flavor of this investment game. Realty Income, with a ticker symbol O. They call it the monthly dividend company. It owns retail giants like Walgreens and FedEx stores, places people go every day, recession or not. It's boring, predictable, unsexy, and yet, it sends you a check every month. For anyone who's ever tried budgeting on an unpredictable income, this one's a steady heartbeat in a noisy market. Next up is Simon Property Group, with a ticker symbol, SPG, the mall mogul. They own some of the largest shopping centers on the planet. They got wrecked during COVID, and for good reason. People weren't leaving their homes. But guess what? Even that didn't stop them. They're rebuilding. Then we've got Prologis, with a ticker symbol, PLD. Now this one's different. They own logistics centers and warehouses, aka the nervous system of online shopping. They're not flashy, they're not loud, but they're everywhere. When you order toothpaste at 2 a.m. and it shows up by morning, chances are Prologis made it happen. How do we get in, you might ask? Getting into REITs is almost too easy. Seriously, it's easier than ordering a pizza. All you have to do is open any investing app. Fidelity, Robinhood, Schwab, even Cash App. Type in the ticker symbol, then purchase however many you want. That's it, no paperwork, no landlord license, no home inspection. But like any shiny tool, REITs come with a few sharp edges you'll want to avoid. So, don't treat REITs like meme stocks. This isn't a rocket ship to Mars. This is a steady, boring income. Oh, and don't throw it all into one REIT. Some REITs only own offices, others just malls. If that one slice of the market tanks, so does your paycheck. Diversify. Just like you wouldn't eat only burgers and call it a balanced diet. Don't build your REIT portfolio around a single sector. So to sum this up, REITs are financial tools. Nothing more, nothing less. They're not magic. But when used right, they turn real estate from a locked door club into something the average person can actually access. And that's the point. In a world where home ownership is becoming a luxury, REITs remind us, you don't need to own a house to profit from the housing market. You just need to know where to click. So now you know how REITs let you tap into real estate without owning a single property. But what if you don't want to pick just one? What if you want Realty Income and Prologis and Simon Property Group all in one move? That's where ETFs come in. Think of them as the upgrade, a simple way to invest in dozens of REITs at once. Diversified, low cost, and ridiculously easy to trade. Let me show you how it works. Now ETFs, or exchange-traded funds, are essentially a basket filled with REITs and other property-related businesses. So instead of betting on one mall or one cell tower, you're investing in the entire neighborhood without ever leaving your couch. Let me walk you through a few solid real estate ETFs. Each one has its own thing. Think of it like choosing your ride for the highway. All of them can get you there. The difference is how they handle the bumps. First up's Vanguard Real Estate ETF, the Giant, with a ticker symbol, VNQ. This is a classic. It holds over 150 REITs, covering every flavor. They've got residential, commercial, industrial, you name it. It's low fee, broad-based, and super reliable. If you liked Realty Income for its consistency, you'll love VNQ for its smooth, balanced ride. It's the Toyota Camry of real estate ETFs. Not flashy, but built to last. Next one's a mouthful. Real Estate Select Sector SPDR Fund, with a ticker symbol, XLRE. This one's more focused. It's got the big dogs, the Teslas and Amazons of real estate. Companies like Public Storage, Prologis, and American Tower. Leaner, meaner, and more concentrated. That means more volatility, but potentially more upside. It's the sports car of the bunch, sleek, fast, and not for the faint of heart. Remember Prologis from earlier? This ETF puts it in the driver's seat. Next one might sound familiar, but it's got nothing to do with Apple. It's called iShares Global REIT ETF, with a ticker symbol, REIT. This one goes beyond US borders, with REITs from Europe, Asia, and more. That means diversification on a global scale, but with that comes extra risk, currency swings, and unpredictable markets. And here's the best part. Getting into ETFs is easier than ordering a burrito. Same as REITs. Open your investing app, type in the ticker symbol, you're in. Not so fast, hold on, let me give you a few seasoned warnings. Please understand that these ETF aren't lottery tickets. Treat them like a foundation, not a meme coin pump. They're your steady builders, not your wildcards. If you want fast thrills, go watch my meme coin videos. But that's not investing, that's high risk, high reward. Another important thing you should do is to check the expense ratio. That's the fee they quietly charge to manage your money. Anything under 0.25% is solid. If it's over 0.5%, make sure you're getting something special, like global access or expert management. And my final tip, which by the way goes for anything you buy really, is to always read the label. Just because it says real estate ETF doesn't mean it's what you think. Some lean heavily on commercial buildings, others are loaded with mortgage companies, and some might double dip on REITs you already own. It's like buying soup, you know. You want to know what's in it before you take a sip. So whether you're building income, hedging inflation, or just trying to not get left behind, ETFs are one of the cleanest ways to be in real estate, without getting real estate on your hands. So far, we've talked about the landlords collecting rent without touching a wrench. That's the REITs. We've talked about the baskets, letting you own dozens of real estate companies with one click. That's the ETFs. Now, let's talk about the builders. Because none of that exists. No rent checks, no portfolios, no dividends, unless someone actually builds the homes. And that's where home builder stocks come in. They don't manage the properties. They don't collect the rent. They pour the concrete, raise the walls, and drive the machines. You're not investing in the finished house. You're investing in the people who build the house and sell it before the paint even dries. So let me introduce you to the key players. Each one has its own rhythm, its own strategy. They're not as passive as REITs. They're not as bundled as ETFs, but when timed right, they hit harder than both. So first up we've got D.R. Horton, ticker symbol DHI. Ladies and gentlemen, meet the largest home builder in America. They focus on entry-level and move-up homes. Affordable, efficient, mass-produced. If you liked how Realty Income plays it safe and steady, DHI is that same idea. But at the blueprint level, it's basically the Walmart of housing. Then we've got Lennar Corporation, ticker symbol LEN. Lennar doesn't just build homes, they finance them too. That's right, they're both the builder and the lender, bundling construction and mortgage under one roof. In a way, they're like Vanguard from the last chapter, diversified, balanced, able to handle anything. Call it the Swiss Army knife of home builders. Next up's Polt Group, ticker symbol PHM. They take a more curated approach. They focus on move-up buyers, retirees, and life stage-specific homes. This isn't mass production. It's more like a targeted lifestyle development. Think of them like the Apple of the home building world. Selective, polished, and built for a specific kind of buyer. Finally, we've got Toll Brothers, ticker symbol TOLL. Now this is high-end. Toll builds luxury homes, the kind you see in magazines, not open houses. They cater to wealthy buyers, and as a result, they're more sensitive to economic cycles. Remember how Simon Property Group rose and fell with COVID foot traffic? Toll Brothers has that same cyclical energy, but for mansions. It's the Rolls-Royce of builders, premium, niche, and a little more volatile. So how do you get started with these? It's just like the rest. You punch in the ticker into your brokerage app, hit buy, and you're done. So, oh yeah, here's some things to look out for. Watch the interest rates. High mortgage rates equals fewer buyers, and fewer buyers equals fewer sales. Think of interest rates like the weather. They don't cancel the game, but they do change the plays. Here's something else. These are not buy and forget stocks. Unlike a REIT that just mails you dividends every month, home builder stocks are cyclical. They rise with the economy and sink when it turns. Perfect for position trades, not retirement lockboxes. And finally, be sure to check the inventory and backlog. Too many unsold homes? That's not good, is it? But nobody tells you that, so make sure to check it. So, if REITs are about owning the structure, and ETFs are about owning the system, home builders let you own the momentum. You're not just betting on the market, you're betting on the very act of building the market. And sometimes, that's where the real power is. So yeah, while everyone else is still saving for a house they probably can't afford, you just learned how to trade the housing market without even owning a doorknob. If that made you think twice about everything you've been told, hit subscribe. Because this channel is like a REIT. It pays out knowledge regularly, no plumbing involved. Don't just watch the market, learn to play it. See you in the next one.